Podcast number 5 we are going through today. We have kind of gone through how do you get a big home run hitter? What are the things you have to look to offer something of incredible value to your clients? So to your clients, you offer incredible value by knowing your trade better than anybody else. That's how you're going to get there. You got to research, read, get in depth. I showed you elder law, kind of the basic concepts, how you can do that. And now I'm going to move into my introductory phases of how you get a law firm from, making nothing, which I started out in 2009, and get it to a law firm that can make over $1 million a year. And now if you do certain areas of law like personal injury, this is pretty fairly easy once you get the systems going. It's very expensive to get there because most personal injury attorneys can tell you it costs a fortune, but once you get the machine going, you see personal injury attorneys make tens of millions of dollars once they have a big enough firm because they're able to get this engine going and the system going. But I'm going to assume most of us, not all of us, can be personal injury attorneys. We need to all be doing different areas of law and be good at what we do. So what are the stages? And I have created these stages as I went back, and I'm going to tell you my story so you guys kind of understand. I created these stages and then a primary focus that you should be focusing on as you go through these stages, okay? I wish I would have known this information way back in 2009. So when I started in 2009, my first year, I lost money. I went to work every day, worked 16 hours a day, and by the end of the year, I lost money. So I want you to think about that when you're going through. I started my law firm off of credit cards. I didn't really have a choice. There was just nothing else. There was no job, so I had to make it work. And then slowly over the years as I went, it took me just the next year, I turned a profit. I didn't pay off all my debt. I didn't pay off my debt until the third year when I had a big case that came in that no one else would take. It paid off all my debt and a significant part of my student loans. So by my fourth and fifth and sixth years, I was making well over $150,000 a year, and then it's just gone up and up and up after that. Now, let me go back. Now, if you can get to year 3 as an attorney, you'll have the engine going because you'll be doing the right things. But let me go back and talk about the stages because you can move through the stages pretty quickly if you're hyper-focused on what needs to be done. Stage 1 is your revenue is between $0 and $150,000 in a year. When you're in that stage, your primary focus is marketing and sales. Marketing is getting out, getting visible to the world so people know what you do. That is basically it. And it is not easy. It means you have to get your butt out of this chair and go out into the world and talk to people. And most attorneys just don't want to do this. They think of themselves as like some kind of superior person that doesn't have to do this type of work. Well, welcome to the 21st century. That ain't the case. You can market on the internet. You can do all the things in the world. But when you're starting off, you have to get out into the public. You got to go talk to people. You have to find out who refers to generally to what you do and go talk to those people. If you want to do tax law, you got to go talk to CPAs. If you want to do estate planning, you got to go talk to financial advisors. Everybody should be in a marketing group. Marketing is your primary focus. And I just want you, if you're 0 to 150, that is what you should be focusing on. That's stage 1. Stage 1 is $0 to $150,000. Now let's say you're in your first year and you can clearly see by the end of the year you're going to be making over $150,000. Because you did such a good job marketing. You went and you hyper-focused yourself and you went out and you dedicated yourself and you got there. It took me over a year to get there. But let's say you're just better than me because you hyper-focused more than I did. If I would have known if you put more time into the marketing aspect, you can easily get to the next stage. Stage 2. And this is, I have a lot of friends that are attorney and this is where they're stuck. You got to hire an employee. And this is a scary step. I remember hiring my first employee and going, but what if I don't hit payroll? What if I don't see how I'm going to hit payroll? Because I was taking most of that money. I had to service my debt. I had to feed my family. And so I had to go, okay, I'm going to have to take a pay cut to bring someone in. It's so tempting just to say, no, just do it yourself. You don't need an employee. You don't need help. Just do it all yourself. The problem is you can't answer the phone. You can't do everything and make good money. You just can't do it. If you think you can do it, you're lying to yourself because you won't answer the phone. Now, you may decide for yourself that you're always going to make less than $150,000 a year. You're going to cut out a bunch of things. And that's an okay lifestyle. That's something you can live. You can enjoy a lifestyle that way. Some people are very comfortable with that. But if you're watching these videos, you're probably somebody that wants to grow and become better and influence and help more people. The harder you work, the better you can do, the more people you can help in your life. And that's a life worth living, not a life that's so self-centered that it's all about you and how much money you make and you just do you. And that's some people. That's just what they want to be, and that's okay if that's what you want to be, but you'll never be fulfilled in that type of a lifestyle. You'll go through your life, and then you'll get sick, and no one will be there to help you, and then your law firm will tank, and everything just falls apart on you. So, number 2, stage 2, $150,000 to $700,000 a year, and the primary focus is employees. Now, when I say primary focus, you continue to do your primary focus. You're always focusing on marketing and sales. But you're adding in a second one, and that is employees and training employees, getting them to take work off of you so you can continue to focus on marketing and sales. Do not hand off marketing and sales. I want to repeat that. Do not hand off marketing and sales, because guess who brings in the business will always be able to feed themselves. The people who don't bring in business, that want to sit and do the paperwork, those people go hungry when things go bad. It's the people who are out there, the visible face. That needs to be you. You need to be out doing it. And I have failed at this at times in my practice, and I've watched my practice suffer because I try to hand off marketing sales to somebody else. I'm going to focus on these other things. Well, I believe there's some point that can happen. But I've learned that you need to be the face. Even think about like Elon Musk. You don't think Elon Musk is marketing and sales every freaking time he gets out and he's on Joe Rogan, he's on whatever program he's out there on. He's selling Tesla when he does that. His image, the positive image that he has, drives SpaceX, it drives Tesla, it drives all. He is marketing and selling his company. He's doing it a different way, a smarter way that once you get larger and larger that you have to figure out, because doing one-on-ones with everybody isn't the best way to focus on your time when you're a big company. But it's still marketing and sales. So we're now between the 150, 700, it's employees. Getting good employees. I have learned over the years, I do not care if you went to school. I don't care if you went to college. I don't care about any of that. There's 2 things I care about. IQ and conscientiousness. Conscientiousness is industriousness, hardworking ability. If you have those 2, I'm hiring you. Because you will be amazing even if you didn't even graduate high school. I don't care about degrees. Degrees mean nothing. You take a degree, you throw it out, and you look at it. Is this person intelligent? Can they process information? When you sit down and talk to them, you will know that very quickly. Now, they might not be the most verbally, let's use Elon Musk again as an example. You watch him in interviews, he doesn't seem super brilliant because he struggles to communicate a lot of times. He's constantly looking up to the right, and it's kind of hard to follow him. So that isn't the indicator of intelligence. But when he starts to speak and you listen to what he's saying, you're like, oh, clearly this guy's far more intelligent than anybody else in the room. He knows things and how things work together. So in that stage, those are the 2 things you're looking for in an employee. And the best thing to look for is, have they done something? So IQ, you look at the processing ability. Industriousness and hardworking ability is, what thing have they done in their life? And you start looking through. You'll find out hardworking people are usually been bartenders, waitresses, or waiters. They have been in high demand jobs that require them to be on their feet a lot and think through problems. Those are the type of people that you should be looking for, and those are the people. One way I have found good employees is I've gone to a restaurant and I watch the waiters and waitresses, and you see somebody and you're like, oh, right there. That's the leader. That's the person that's directing other people. That's the person. They're the intelligent one. They are the hardworking one. Everybody's looking at them as the leader. And you go after them. Offer them a good salary. Come over. You can, it's like, I'll teach you the law. I can teach you how to do things. So that is the employee set. I'll go more in depth into different ideas. But now we've gone from one step. You're only focusing on marketing. Now you're focusing on employees and marketing. Now we walk into the third step, which is you're making $700,000 to $1 million a year. This is the stage where you have to build systems, okay? Repeatability, the way you can turn the engine over and over and over and over and over again. So one of the reasons I built EPFirms was for my own firm to create a system of getting tasks done. That's, if you look at EPFirms as a task-based system, we built the whole thing around the idea of tasks, because it's about getting the case done, getting through the case and moving on to the next. The fourth stage, so systems are repeatability. How do we repeat this cycle? So I don't have to have employees who are geniuses. They just need to follow the same system and repeat and repeat. And the more you can do that, the more money you can make. The faster you can repeat things, the better you can do. Because if you get a client in and you bill them to death, they're going to hate you. They will hate your guts. Even if you do the most amazing job in the world. Think about it. If you went to a doctor and you were in incredible pain and that doctor cured you, but asked you for all of your, took $1 million from you, you're still not going to like them, even if they did a miracle for you. And the reality of the fact is because you're going to look at the situation and go, well, why couldn't he have done this for $100,000? Why did he require $1 million? And he goes, well, I'm that amazing. Well, fine, great, but I don't like you because you take too much in order to do your skill. And that's what a lot of attorneys try to do. They get a case, and now they have it, and they bill it like crazy. And then the person goes, leaves them bad reviews. You're never going to have a great business that way. You have to get somebody in, charge them a reasonable price. I mean, they need to pay for your services, but resolve their problem so they leave very happy with your services. If you go to one attorney, they do an outstanding job, bill you $100,000, you're going to be a little upset about that. You get a pretty good attorney and he bills you 20, you're going to like him because you're going to go, wow, he really got my divorce done very efficiently. Now, the next step, moving from now we're in our stage, our systems phase. Now over $1 million, it's about polishing. So we're stage 4, how do we polish it? The little things. Now you're getting to the little things, the little experience that people have along the way. What can I clean up? Getting rid, we don't do that type of law. We're not good at that. We're good at this type of law. Going in and really nitpicking and starting to get really good at your trade. That is the 4 stages. We're going to use this concept of these 4 stages. And as you go along, I want you to remember, you don't get rid of a focus. You're always marketing sales. Once you get to the employee stage, you're always focusing on employees. You get to the next systems, you're always focusing on systems, even if you're making $20 million a year. And the last, you're always polishing if you get to that phase. What I want you to do is not jump to the inside, like, now I'm worrying about polishing my systems and I don't have any clients. No, focus all your time on your clients. Get the system, the base built, and never give up on a focus. Once you have all those focuses and once you're going through, you're going to be able to really be able to run a law firm efficiently and very well. So wherever you're along the spectrum, I want you to go look, what did I do last year? I did $300,000 a year. My problem is employees. The reason why, if you $300,000 a year, it's marketing and sales and employees. Those are the 2 focus things that you need to be looking at. Now you know where to hone in your attention. Okay, do I have the right employees in place? Is this person that I have currently? What could I do with this employee that they're good at? Let's say you have a magnificent employee that's great with people. Maybe you need to go find a paper person that can deal with paper and send that employee out to generate business. Whatever is the process that you are going through, what you are doing, you need to hone in on those focuses, hone in on it, and then tackle it. And I will go into great depth into each one of those areas on things that I learned throughout the process. I'm giving you my experience. These are my ideas. I've read about 20 books on running law firms and different things. And I've learned that everybody has different experiences. The stages concept isn't necessarily my concept. It comes from a law firm coach that used a similar. I broke it up differently and simplified it a little bit. He got a little too complex with it because I realized as an attorney I was just doing too much. And I need to focus on my business. I need to be quick, move here, jump over to the next thing. So at the end of the day, wherever you're on the spectrum, write down marketing sales is where I'm at. Okay, we're going to go through. I'm going to give you more ideas as this podcast continues. That'll be the first thing I'm going to jump into is marketing sales. We're going to be the best marketing and sales firm. These are all the ideas that I use as I go through these podcasts. In any event, learn the process, focus. Again, in EPFirms, I am building in automated systems in marketing and sales. So you don't even have to think about it. You just use the system's going to market and sell for you. We are building that. Remember, I'm not doing this for charity. I did not build EPFirms for charity. I built it to change the world of small law firm. So guys like me, we have a system to help us that is in other areas of business right now. Doctors have these systems. Everybody else seems to have it except for lawyers. I'm building it. Help me build it. Jump on, start using it. Help me get the data that I need to learn how to make it better and more efficient. This is our podcast today. I hope that this helps you and helps you learn more on how to better your business.